Hello, my friends. It is so good to see you here today. My name is David, and welcome to the Speak English podcast. This is your special place to practice English in a way that feels calm, easy, and friendly. I know many of you feel a little nervous when you speak, maybe even shy or afraid to make mistakes. That is normal. But here, there is no pressure. You are in a safe space. You and we are here to grow together, step by step. I want you to imagine this moment. You are sitting here, maybe with your phone or your computer, listening to my voice. The world around you might be busy, but right now, it is just you and me. You can relax, you can breathe, and you can enjoy this time we have together. My voice will be slow. My words will be clear. You do not have to understand everything. Your brain learns even when you do not notice. That is the magic of listening. On this channel, my goal is simple. I want to help you speak English with confidence and sound natural. I know you want to talk to people in English without thinking too much, without feeling stressed. And I know sometimes you try to study, but it feels hard. Maybe you have books full of rules. Maybe you try to memorize long lists of words. But still, when you meet someone who speaks English, your mind goes blank. You forget everything you studied. If that has happened to you, you are not alone. Many people feel the same way. I have helped students from all over the world. They all had the same fear at first, and now they are speaking with more and more confidence. Here, we focus on listening and speaking. We do not try to remember complicated grammar rules. We do not try to be perfect. We listen, we repeat, and we practice with simple, useful phrases. That is the fastest way to start speaking naturally. I want you to think about how children learn. A baby listens for many months before it speaks. A baby hears the same words again and again in daily life. Slowly, those words become part of them. And one day, the words just come out, without study, without stress. That is the style we follow here. Today we are starting a lesson called Quick English Tips to Improve Your Speaking Skill. These are small changes you can make that bring big results. Many people believe that speaking English well takes many years. They believe they need to travel to another country. Maybe they think they need hundreds of hours in a classroom. But that is not true. You can improve right now, wherever you are, with simple steps. Even if you only have 10 minutes a day, you can still make progress. The key is knowing what to do with those minutes. I know some of you might be thinking, but David, I am too shy, or I do not have anyone to talk to. And maybe you also think, I forget English too fast. I understand. These are common worries. But here is the reality. Speaking is like any other skill. If you train a little every day, you will build it up, just like building a muscle. And this training can happen anywhere. In your room, in your kitchen, on your way to work. You can even talk to yourself and still see results. Another thing I want you to remember is that here, you do not need to rush. Learning English is not a race. Some days you will feel the progress fast. Other days, maybe not. That is normal. Every day you listen, your brain is working, connecting, remembering, even when you do not notice it. So give yourself permission to enjoy the process. You are not here to impress anyone. You are here to grow, step by step, at your own pace. So let me tell you how our lessons work. I will say short, clear sentences about real life. You will listen to my voice. And when I ask, you will repeat after me. I will also tell you little stories and share simple tips so you can use them right away. Every story, every example, every sentence is here to make you more comfortable with English sounds. Because the more comfortable you feel, the more you will speak without fear. Confidence is like a habit. You create it by doing a little bit every day. I also want to make this a two-way connection. Even if I cannot hear you, I know you are there practicing. Imagine I can hear your voice when you repeat. Imagine we are in the same room. When you do this, it becomes real. And that feeling of connection makes it easier to speak. In this space, we laugh, we learn, and we don't judge mistakes. Mistakes are just proof you are trying. I make mistakes in other languages all the time, and I am not embarrassed. We learn by doing, not by hiding. Every time you say a sentence in English, you are taking one more step to fluency. Even if it is not perfect, it is progress. Before we go deeper into the lesson, I want to invite you to join our growing family here on YouTube. When you subscribe to this channel, you become part of a community of people from all over the world who are walking the same path as you. When you like this video, you tell the platform that this lesson is worth sharing, and that helps more people find us. And when more people come, we all grow together. So right now, click that subscribe button and give this video a like. Your support means a lot to me, and it allows me to keep bringing you high-quality lessons for free. Many people think speaking English is something only talented people can do. They believe you have to be born with a special gift for languages, or maybe that you need to live for years in an English-speaking country before you can talk naturally. This is one of the biggest myths I hear from my students. And I want to tell you right now, it is not true. You can speak English, and you can enjoy the process, no matter where you are or how old you are. I remember when I started learning another language myself, I thought I would need to wait until I felt ready to speak. But do you know what happened? That moment never came. I kept waiting and waiting, thinking that one day I would feel brave enough, smart enough, perfect enough. But that day never appeared on its own. The truth is, nobody feels ready in the beginning. You simply have to start talking, even with very simple words, and confidence will grow as you do it. One myth that stops many people is the idea that you need a huge vocabulary before speaking. They believe that until they know hundreds or thousands of words, they cannot have a conversation. This is like someone who says they cannot play football until they become a professional athlete. It does not make sense. In reality, you can do so much with a small set of useful phrases. You can greet people, ask simple questions, share your opinion, and make connections. The number of words is not what makes a conversation. It is the courage to use the words you already have. Another common belief is that mistakes are something to fear. Many students tell me, "David, I am afraid people will laugh at me if I say something wrong." And I always tell them, mistakes are a sign that you are learning. Think about it. If you never speak, you never make mistakes. But you also never get better. Every mistake is feedback. It teaches you something. And most of the time, people are not laughing. In fact, they are happy you are trying to speak their language. So the fear of being judged is more in your mind than in reality. Then there is the myth of perfect grammar before speaking. Many of you have probably studied English for years in school. You learned the rules, you did exercises, you passed tests. But when you meet a native speaker, your brain becomes quiet. Why? Because speaking is not just about rules. It is about flow, sound, and rhythm. And these things grow with listening and speaking practice, not just from studying a book. Some of my best students actually made a lot of grammar mistakes at the beginning, but they kept speaking. Now they are fluent and natural, even if they are not perfect grammatically. One of the biggest excuses people make is time. "David, I am too busy to learn English." Seat. I always smile at this because it is not about having hours. It is about using the minutes you already have. You do not need to sit at a desk for 3 hours every day. You can listen while you cook. You can repeat sentences while you walk. You can describe what you see out loud during your daily routine. A little bit every day builds a habit that becomes part of your life. Some people also believe that if they do not have a partner to practice with, they cannot improve. They think, "I am alone, so it is impossible." But speaking to yourself is one of the most powerful tools you have. It might feel strange in the beginning, but it trains your mouth, your tongue, your voice. You can practice in front of a mirror, or while doing chores. You can imagine someone asking you questions, and you answer them out loud. This creates real speaking practice, even without a partner. I want you to think of learning English like learning to ride a bike. When you were a child, you did not read about bikes for years before touching one. You got on, maybe with help, maybe with small wheels, and you tried. You fell, you got up, you tried again. That process was messy and imperfect, but in the end, you could ride. Speaking English works the same way. You cannot just watch others ride. You have to get on your own bike, which means opening your mouth and letting words come out, ready or not. Another important truth: your brain will always try to protect you from feeling embarrassed. That is why, when you are about to speak, you feel nervous. Your brain says, "Careful, do not make a mistake." But you can train your brain to see speaking as safe and fun. How? By doing it often. The more you speak, repeat, and practice, the less your brain sees it as a danger. It becomes natural. I have had students in their 50s, 60s, even 70s start from zero and begin speaking in just weeks because they broke free from these myths. They stopped waiting for perfection. They started with what they knew. They spoke every day in small ways, and little by little they improved so much that friends and family were surprised. If they can do it, you can too. So today, I want you to let go of these lies in your mind, that you need years, that you need to be perfect, that you cannot make mistakes, that you have no time, or that you cannot practice without a partner. None of that is true. The truth is, you are capable right now. You can start today, even this moment. All you need is the willingness to try and to keep going. I hope hearing this helps you feel lighter and more motivated. You do not have to carry the heavy weight of myths anymore. You can move forward with a new mindset, ready to take action. And that is exactly what will make the difference in your English journey. Now, my friend, if you are feeling a spark inside you after listening to this, make it real. Support this lesson by clicking the subscribe button and giving this video a like. When you do, you join others who are breaking the same barriers, and you help more learners hear this message. That is how we inspire and grow together. All right, my friend, now it's time to start practicing together. You are not just here to listen to me talk, you are here to be part of the conversation. I want you to treat this moment like we are sitting across from each other at a table. I look at you, I smile, and I give you a sentence. You listen to my voice. You repeat the sentence exactly, keeping the same rhythm and sound. It is that simple. This is how we train your mouth and your brain to work together in English. Let's start with something very easy. Listen first. I like English. Now it's your turn. Say it out loud. Not in your head, not in a whisper, but really speak so you can hear your own voice. Good. Let's try another one. I speak English every day. Repeat after me. Great job. This is how we build confidence. One short, clear sentence at a time. Now, let's make a little picture in your mind. Imagine you wake up in the morning. The sun is coming through your window. You stretch, you smile. I want you to say to yourself, "Good morning. Today I speak English." Go ahead, say it now. Feel how positive that is. You are telling your brain that English is part of your life from the very start of the day. This little mental habit makes a big difference over time. Here's the thing. Your mouth is like a muscle. The muscles that form words. Move your tongue, control your breath. They all get stronger the more you use them. Just like exercising your body makes you stronger, exercising your speech muscles makes your pronunciation clear. And you do not need complicated exercises. Just repeat simple sentences again and again until they flow naturally. Let's do some everyday phrases you can use anywhere. Listen. How are you? Repeat. Nice. Now, I'm fine, thank you. Repeat again. Perfect. Now link them. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Say it twice. Feel the smooth movement from one phrase to the next. This is how conversation starts, with small, friendly exchanges. To make practice even better, I like to use analogies from daily life. Think about brushing your teeth. You do it every single day without thinking, and it keeps your teeth healthy. Speaking practice is the same. Small, regular actions keep your English strong. You don't brush your teeth for 3 hours once a week. You do it for a few minutes every day. That's how we should treat speaking practice, too. Here's a fun mini activity. I'll describe something, and you repeat after me like we are acting in a play. Imagine you walk into a coffee shop. You look at the barista and say, "Good morning. Can I have a coffee, please?" Repeat, "Nice." Now the barista asks, "Small or large?" You answer, "Large, please." Repeat that too. See how we are putting ourselves inside real situations? This helps your brain connect English to action, and that makes the words stick faster. Let's try with another real-life example. You meet someone new. Listen to me. "Hi, I'm Alex. What's your name?" Repeat. Good. Now you answer, "Hi, I'm your name. Nice to meet you." Say it now. Perfect. These are sentences you can use immediately in real life, and the more you practice them, the more automatic they become. I want you to speak these sentences with energy, not like you're reading a textbook. Feel the voice, the tone, the smile. In real communication, energy is part of the meaning. A friendly tone makes people want to talk to you. And every time you repeat with feeling, you train your English to sound alive. Sometimes my students tell me they feel embarrassed speaking alone. But I always say, speaking alone now means speaking with others more easily later. It's like practicing a song before you sing it in front of an audience. You get comfortable with the notes first. Then later, when it's time to perform, your voice comes out naturally. Let's practice a small story together. I will say one sentence, then you repeat. I wake up at 7 o'clock. Repeat. I make breakfast. Repeat. I drink coffee and read the news. Repeat. I go to work. Repeat. That's it. You just told a mini story about your morning. This is exactly how conversation works. You share simple sentences, and they build into a bigger picture. Now, I'll give you one more activity you can do anytime. Look around your room and pick one object. For example, maybe it's a chair. Say out loud, "This is a chair." Then add something. "The chair is brown." Then maybe, "The chair is in my kitchen." You are now making small descriptions, and each description is practice that makes your speaking smoother. You can do this with anything around you. This is a pen. The pen is blue. I use the pen to write. It's simple, but powerful. We're building something important here. Your comfort zone in English. The more you repeat, the more you speak out loud, the more comfortable you will feel. And when you feel comfortable, you will take more chances with your speaking. That's when growth really starts to happen. Imagine this. 1 month from now, if you do this every day, these phrases will just appear in your mind when you need them. They will flow out of you without translation, without hesitation. And it all starts with moments like this. You, me, and a few sentences repeated with focus. So, my friend, if you just practiced with me right now, give yourself a smile and a small yes. You are doing the work that leads to results. And if you found this practice helpful, support the channel by subscribing and giving this video a like. That's how we keep building this amazing learning space together. All right, my friend, now we are going to talk about some quick and powerful tips that you can start using today to improve the way you speak English. These are not complicated. You do not need special books, expensive courses, or a trip to another country to use them. All you need is a little focus, a little time, and the decision to actually do them. I will give each tip a short name so it is easy to remember. After I explain, I will give you a simple example you can try right away. Tip 1. Listen and repeat. This one is simple but extremely effective. Find short English audio you enjoy. It could be a single sentence from a movie, a line from a podcast, or part of a song. Listen carefully. Pause. Repeat exactly what you hear, trying to copy the sound, the rhythm, and the words. For example, I could say, "It's a beautiful day." You pause, and you say it exactly. The more times you repeat, the more comfortable it becomes. This teaches your mouth to make the sounds naturally. It is like musical training for your voice. Tip 2. Speak out loud every day. Many learners think they are practicing when they read silently or listen passively. But speaking is a physical skill. It needs your voice. Every single day, say something in English out loud. It could be talking to yourself about your day, describing what you see, or even reading a menu out loud at lunch. For example, if you are making breakfast, you might say, "I am making eggs. Now I add salt. The toast is ready." Even small actions like this add up quickly to real improvement. Tip 3. Learn phrases, not only words. When you know only single words, you have to stop and think about building a sentence. But when you learn ready-made phrases, you can use them instantly. They come out as one piece, without extra thinking. For example, instead of just learning the word coffee, you learn the phrase, "Can I have a coffee, please?" Now you can walk into any cafe and use it immediately. The more phrases you collect and practice, the more confident you will be in real situations. Tip 4. Don't fear mistakes. Mistakes are not bad. They are signs that you are trying. Imagine you are learning to swim. You will not move perfectly the first time you get in the water, but you will get better with each try. In English, the more you speak, the more your mistakes teach you. For example, maybe you say, "Yesterday, I go to the park." A friend understands you and says, "Oh, you went to the park?" Now you learn something naturally, without sitting in a classroom. If you never speak, you never get this kind of learning. Tip 5. Use English in real-life situations. This is where everything becomes real. Look for chances to use English in the life you already have. Maybe you order food in English if the menu has translations. Maybe you join an online group to talk about your favorite hobby. The goal is to take your English from the safe practice zone into the real world. For example, if you like movies, find a community online that discusses your favorite films. You can write short comments, then later join live audio chats. That way, you practice listening and speaking with people who enjoy the same topic. Now, let's imagine how these tips can fit into one normal day. You wake up, and in the morning you repeat a phrase from a podcast you listened to yesterday. That's tip 1. On your way to work, you talk to yourself out loud about the weather. That's tip 2. While making lunch, you practice a full phrase like, "Can I have, please?" That's tip 3. Later, you speak to someone online and make a small mistake, but you learn from it easily. That's tip 4. Finally, in the evening, you join a short online video call and say hello to a group. That's tip 5. All of this in just one day. None of it feels heavy. And yet, you are building strong speaking skills. The beauty of this approach is that it respects your life. You do not need to stop everything to study English. You simply blend it into the things you already do. And because of that, it becomes natural. Soon, English will not feel like a separate subject. It will feel like a normal part of your thinking and daily habits. And here's something important to remember. The secret is not reading the tips once and forgetting them. The secret is doing them every day until they feel automatic. Just like brushing your teeth, you do not even think about it after a while. It becomes part of you. That's when you notice that speaking English feels easier, and people understand you more. Now, before we finish our time together today, let me remind you of the main idea. Your progress in English does not come from thinking about speaking. It comes from speaking. It does not come from wishing for more confidence. It comes from acting with courage again and again, even in small moments. Each phrase you say, each sentence you repeat, each real conversation you join, all of these steps lift you higher. I believe in you, even if you're not sure about yourself yet. I have seen so many people start with fear, with low confidence, and transform into relaxed, confident speakers who enjoy conversations. You can be one of them. All it takes is the decision to keep going, one day at a time. Speak slowly if you need to. Speak simply, but keep speaking. That is the road forward. If this lesson today gave you ideas you can use, I would be very happy if you help me share it. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss future practice sessions with me. Click the like button so YouTube knows this video has value. And if you have a friend who also wants to improve their English speaking, send them this lesson. Remember, we grow faster when we grow together.